In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, my brother, His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, Emir of the State of Qatar, Your Majesties, Excellencies and Highnesses, Kings, Presidents and Emirs of the brotherly Arab and Islamic countries, His Excellency Mr. Ahmed Abul Ghaid, Secretary General of the Arab League, His Excellency Mr. Hussein Ibrahim Taha, Secretary General of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, peace, mercy, and blessings of Allah be upon you. At the outset, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to my brother, His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, and to the brotherly state of Qatar for hosting this important summit, which is being held at a highly sensitive time and amid grave challenges facing the region, challenges that Israel seeks to turn into an open arena for aggression, which threatens the stability of the entire region and constitutes a serious breach of international peace and security, as well as the established rules of the international order. I would also like to convey to the leadership and people of Qatar, Egypt's full solidarity and unity with its brothers in confronting the heinous Israeli aggression that has taken place in Qatari airspace and territory, which represents a grave violation of the provisions of international law and the Charter of the United Nations. It constitutes an extremely dangerous precedent and is indeed a threat to Arab and Islamic national security. Let me clearly and unequivocally emphasize here that this aggression clearly demonstrates that Israeli practices have exceeded all political or military logic and have crossed every red line. We express our condemnation in the strongest and most unequivocal terms of this Israeli aggression against the sovereignty and security of an Arab state that plays a pivotal role in mediation efforts with Egypt and the United States to achieve a ceasefire in Gaza and to end the war and the unprecedented suffering endured by the brotherly Palestinian people. I also warn that the reckless and destabilizing Israeli behavior we are witnessing could expand the scope of the conflict and push the region into a dangerous spiral of escalation, which is something that cannot be accepted or ignored. Your Majesties, Excellencies, and Highnesses, while Egypt calls on the international community to shoulder its moral and legal responsibility to ensure that these assaults are not repeated and to end the brutal Israeli war, which necessarily requires holding those responsible for previous violations accountable and putting an end to the prevailing impunity in the face of Israeli practices. It has become clear that the aggressive approach adopted by the Israeli side carries with it a deliberate intention to thwart all opportunities to achieve de-escalation and to reach an agreement that guarantees a permanent ceasefire and the release of hostages and prisoners. This approach also indicates a complete lack of political will on Israel's part to seriously move toward establishing peace in the region. The unchecked Israeli recklessness and ever-growing arrogance require us, as leaders of the Arab and Islamic worlds, to work together to establish foundations and principles that reflect our shared vision and common interests. Perhaps the adoption by the Arab League Council in its most recent ministerial session of the resolution entitled "The Shared Vision for Security and Cooperation in the Region" represents a nucleus upon which we can build to achieve Arab and Islamic consensus on a governing framework for regional security and cooperation, and to establish the necessary executive mechanisms for cooperation in light of the sensitive circumstances we are experiencing in a way that prevents any party from achieving regional dominance, or by imposing unilateral security arrangements that undermine the security and stability of Arab and Islamic countries. Your Majesties, Excellencies, and Highnesses, Israel must realize that its security and safety cannot be achieved through policies of force and aggression, but rather by adhering to international law and respecting the sovereignty of Arab and Islamic countries, and that the sovereignty of these countries cannot be violated under any pretext. These are principles that are not open to compromise. Therefore, the whole world must realize that Israel's policies undermine the prospects for peace in the region and blatantly disregard international laws, established norms, and human values, and that the continuation of such behavior will only bring more tension and instability to the entire region, in a manner that will have serious consequences for international order, for international security, And to the people of Israel, I say that what is happening now undermines the future of peace, threatens your security and the security of all the peoples of the region, and places obstacles in the way of any new peace agreements, and even strains the existing peace agreements with an enemy of the region. And the consequences then will be dire, as the region will return to an atmosphere of conflict, and the historic efforts made to build peace will be lost, along with the gains that have been achieved as a result. And this is a price that we will all pay without exception. So do not allow the efforts of our forefathers for peace to go in vain, for regret at that point will be of no use. Your Majesties, Excellencies, and Highnesses, Egypt reaffirms its complete rejection of targeting civilians and the policy of collective punishment and starvation that Israel is practicing against the Palestinian people in the Gaza Strip. This has led to the deaths of tens of thousands of innocent civilian victims over the past 2 years. I must emphasize here that military solutions, undermining mediation efforts, and instead persisting in trying to impose a fait accompli by brute force will not bring security to any party. In this context, Egypt will continue its unwavering support for the steadfastness of the Palestinian people on their land and their adherence to their identity and legitimate rights in accordance with international law, and will confront any attempts to undermine these inalienable rights, whether through settlement activities or land annexation, or through displacement or any other forms of uprooting Palestinians from their land under pretexts and justifications that are utterly unacceptable under any circumstances. Egypt once again affirms its complete rejection of any proposals that would lead to the displacement of Palestinians from their land, as such proposals have no legal or moral basis and have only served to expand the scope of the conflict, which would destabilize the entire region. Your Majesties, Excellencies, Highnesses, and honorable guests, it is time to address the Palestinian issue with seriousness and decisiveness, as it is the key to stability in the region. A just and comprehensive solution to the central issue for the Arab and Islamic worlds is based on ending the occupation and establishing an independent Palestinian state along the June 4, 1967 lines, with East Jerusalem as its capital. In this context, I emphasize Egypt's hope that the two-state solution conference, to be held on September 22nd on the sidelines of the high-level segment of the United Nations General Assembly in New York, will serve as a pivotal milestone on the path to achieving a just and sustainable solution to the Palestinian issue, especially through the recognition of the State of Palestine. I once again call here for the immediate recognition of the State of Palestine by all countries that have not yet taken this step, as this is the only way to preserve the two-state solution. Your Majesties, Excellencies, Highnesses, and honors, we are facing a critical moment that requires our unity to be a fundamental pillar in addressing the challenges facing our region in a way that ensures we do not slip into further chaos and conflict and prevents the imposition of coup arrangements that contradict our interests and shared vision. Our message today is clear. We will not accept any encroachment on the sovereignty of our countries, nor will we allow efforts for peace to be undermined. We will all stand united in defense of Arab and Islamic rights, foremost among them the right of the Palestinian people to establish their independent state and to live in freedom, dignity, and security. In conclusion, our positions must change the way the enemy views us, so that it sees that any Arab country extends from the Atlantic Ocean to the Gulf, and its umbrella is wide enough to include all Islamic countries and peace-loving nations. And for this perception to change, it requires strong decisions and recommendations, and working to implement them with sincerity and genuine intent, so that every aggressor is deterred and any adventurer thinks twice. In this critical historical moment, it has become imperative for us to establish an Arab-Islamic mechanism for coordination and cooperation that enables all of us to face the major security, political, and economic challenges surrounding us. Establishing such a mechanism now represents the way to strengthen our front and our ability to confront current challenges and to take the necessary steps to protect our security and safeguard our shared interests. And Egypt, as always, extends its hand to every sincere effort that achieves a just peace and supports the security and stability of the Arab and Islamic worlds. Thank you. Peace, mercy, and blessings of God be upon you.